I'm not your toy, not your toy, stupid boy, stupid boy.
All right, Israel is getting excited for tomorrow night's Eurovision final for the first time in a generation. An Israeli singer is one of the front runners to win. Neda Barzilai sailed through the semifinal round earlier this week. As expected, she will compete tomorrow night in Lisbon for the top prize. 26 countries will perform. Neda by far has the most popular song in the competition. It's called Toy, has more than 20 million views on YouTube. You heard there how catchy it is, but she has dropped from the runaway favorite to second, third, or even fourth place, according to some polls. All right, joining me now to break down her chances. In our studio, I have Asher Westrop Evans. Asher, you may know, is our I-24 News economy correspondent, but he is a legitimate Eurovision superfan. This is a man who, for weeks before the competition starts, studies up on the websites, breaking down the action. He does that. Asher is here in the studio. Okay, so 26 countries will perform tomorrow. We have the final lineup. Israel's the fifth last to sing. Who is that good for Neda? Who's her competition in that area?
Look, when you're coming to a Eurovision final competition, you've got 26 songs to lay out. You know, where you fall in the positioning is highly important. Being put in the sort of last third, a very good place to be, not too close to the end, but enough so people are excited. You've got to be fresh in the memory when the voting comes just after the last act sings. Not right at the end, fortunately. No one wants to be last. Last place is never, you know, a sort of secure place to be, but you want to be in that prime spot, and I think she's found it. I think it's right there.
Who's her biggest competition?
All right, so as you mentioned, Cyprus, Eleni Fuera with Fuego, a very catchy number, I hate to admit, really has caught people's eyes and caught people's attention.
And we should also point out Cyprus is actually performing after Neda. That's bad for her.
It's not ideal. That being said, I think we've got a safe bet with Hungary being performed before them. Hungary this year has chosen to go with a bit of a heavy metal theme going on, a bit of a hard heavy metal feel, and I think dulcet tones of Neda Barzilai might just soothe the audience.
The dulcet tones of Neda Barzilai. All right, Asher, I want to ask about this song, Toy. More than 20 million views. It's a runaway international smash hit. Did she suffer from overexposure? She was like the #1 fan favorite, and now she's maybe third, fourth, fifth place, you're saying, perhaps.
Look, she may have peaked too soon. It is a danger in this. She was really the runaway a few months out. It was a clear favorite and all the odds-on favorite for everyone. Now, you know, this Fuego, this Cypriot entry has really crept up the balance. She's still placing second in most bookies' sort of rankings, ahead of France. They with Merci. They've got a nice little song coming along there, but you know, favorite doesn't always win in this competition, and sometimes being second place can actually be a dark horse entry.
All right, Asher, I mean, you're a Eurovision super fan. I mean, this is like your passion, but you're also an economist. Let me ask about the economic impact of this. I mean, you're a guy who studies these like betting websites. You're into that. Are Israelis into that? Are they betting? Are they going? Do people like invest? Are they putting their mortgage on the line to predict a winner here?
Look, I don't know about mortgages on the line, but this is a very serious competition in Europe. I mean, the Americans tend to be left out of this. They're off on the other side of the pond, as they say, but the Europeans take this very seriously, some countries more than others. You get a lot of block voting. There's a lot of politics at play, a lot of sort of hidden agendas that go along here, and it's very interesting to see how these favorites play out. You know, Israel, as you mentioned, has been out of favor for the last generation since Dana International in 1998, a classic, one of Eurovision's great stars. So it'll be interesting to see now whether Israel is able to maintain this favorite position and go ahead and maybe steal the show and steal a victory.
All right, last question, very quick. Just give me the number. What place do you think she finishes in?
Look, I'm going to say top 5, but gosh, I hope it's a win.